Hello guys, I am V Sai Serene Mas of 10th class from Mathman. So today I will be explaining today's editorial. So let's get started. So today our editorial's title is Relief and Recompense on ex gratia for the pandemic hit. The judiciary did well to assert the rights of pandemic hit workers and families. It is a matter of relief and satisfaction that the Supreme Court has prodded the Union government to perform its statutory duty of fixing a compensation for the families of those who lost their kin to the COVID 19 pandemic. The order comes close on the heels of a slew of directions on registering the country's vast unorganized workforce and its army of interstate laborers on a national database and ensuring that none of them went hungry. On the issue of making an ex gratia payment to those affected by the pandemic, a notified disaster under the Disaster Management Act, the Center initially took the untenable stand that it lacked the financial resources to compensate for every COVID 19 death. However, it later admitted that it was not the adequacy of resources that made it avoid compensation, but its decision to prioritize expenditure in response to the pandemic. It is indeed true that, unlike more frequent disasters such as cyclones, earthquakes, and floods, a pandemic that has hit every country is not a one-time calamity but an ongoing and prolonged phenomenon. However, the court rightly found that this was not reason enough for the government to evade its duty to include ex gratia assistance on account of loss of life in its guidelines for minimum standards of relief to those hit by the disaster. The court correctly did not fix a compensation amount for each death, leaving it to a policy decision by the National Disaster Management Authority and the Center. In earlier order, the Council dealt with the need for comprehensive registration of all interstates and unorganized workers in the country. It is unfortunate that it needed a pandemic and the resulting humanitarian, social, and economic crisis for millions of workers to give an impetus to the process. So, guys, the Supreme Court, while disposing of suo motu with proceedings on the miseries of migrant laborers, has now fixed a deadline of December 31 this year for all states and union territories to complete the process. The Center has given a deadline of July 31 to make available a portal for its national database for unorganized workers. This project so that it may be used for registering unorganized workers across the country. However, the Union government, which was directed to make such a common module available to the states so far back as in August 2018, claimed the work on developing the portal was affected due to the fallout of the pandemic. The court has pulled up the Union Labour Ministry for its apathy and lackadaisical attitude and directed that the process of registration should begin by July 31. The verdicts open up the possibility that the interstate and unorganized workers will at least be able to reap the benefits of welfare laws enacted for them. These interventions signify the rejuvenation and assertion of a court seen as somewhat reticent until recently. So guys, this editorial is regarding the main problem some people are facing in India. So because of the pandemic, many people has lost their lives. So the people who lost their life have a family. So this family doesn't have a source of income, as the breadwinner or the one who earns money in the family had died due to the pandemic. So the government has to provide some amount of money as compensation for those family so that they will not suffer. So it's one of its main duties to do as the government. So initially the government refused to compensate because it stated that it doesn't have enough financial strength to do so. But later it admitted that it had the financial strength, but it had rather spent the money on other things which are prior. So later the courts had made them pay the money. So the union government and the state government took up this task so that they will not face any problems. That's it guys, thank you.